Hi, this is Cherie from Cherie'sCraftGirls.com. Thank you for joining me today. My project for today is this beautiful little bag. It's very simple to make. You can have like a little short handle, or on here as I've got a nice long handle. It's quite roomy and very simple to make. So, taking a piece of 12 by 12 inch cardstock, I've stamped it all over with a beautiful flower stamp. I shan't tell you which one it is because it's retiring, which is quite sad really, because it is a very pretty stamp set. The colour I'm using, the cardstock is Blushing Bride. This stamp is also Blushing Bride, and this one is Calypso Coral, which I think is a really pretty contrasting colour. So taking your scoring tool, you are going to score at 1/2 inch, 4.5 inches, 7.5 inches and 11.5. Turn and score at 3 3/4, and again at 8 1/4. There we go. Putting your scoring tool aside, we're going to, sorry I couldn't find her, fold and burnish your score lines all the way along. Now I normally make this in DSP paper, but I thought I really quite fancy a nice printed stamp to make it a bit more personal and very unique, because obviously each stamp set you do is slightly original, because you can never make them completely identical no matter how well you try. So scoring, folding all your score lines and burnishing them. Excuse me. With your 1/2 inch score line at the bottom and at the top, you're going to cut up those score lines, not the ones without. These ones haven't got the 1/2 inch. We're not going to use those, we're going to just cut up these two. So as neatly as you can. Cut those score lines. Don't know what's on these, they're not cutting very nicely at all. Sorry about that. So up this score line and the same on the opposite side. Up the score line and up that score line. Okay. With that in mind, you're going to, these are your size and this is the front of your box. Now what I would do, I would just take off, I don't know, just take off the flap, just so it meets a little bit neater. And I think I'm just going to notch in ever so slightly on both those sides where my scissors didn't cut it very nicely. So I'm just going to notch in there a little bit. That makes it a bit neater, doesn't it? And the same on the opposite side. Just take the 2 outer flaps off, and the same this side. Those out of the way. And then we're going to bring these in, and that's going to form form your bag. So on the 4 outer corners you can either use sticky strip, snail, wet glue, but for speed I'm just going to use some sticky strip. Although they say more haste, less speed, don't they? Probably in my case that's what it would be like. So turning around, doing the same on the opposite side. Just putting some adhesive on the edges. Okay, removing your backing, bring that in and align your corners nice and neatly. Same this side, with the backing, line your corners and then just seal those down. Same on the opposite side, as if you're making a box really. There we go. Same there. Pop them inside. And then with some adhesive across your tabs. And the other side, both tabs are going to fold inside. So as I say, this is a very quick box bag to make. Removing your sticky strip, fold that tab over the top. Same this side. There we go. And there is your bag. How simple is that? Okay, now for the straps, the very first one I made, I punched some holes out and I knotted the strap on the inside. I didn't like that very much. I didn't like the knots on the inside. So with the second one, I thought I would actually put some brads and a little bit of washi tape. You could, of course, with the ribbon, you could put some sticky tape and just stick it to the outside of the box and then put a butterfly or a diamante or cover the actual join with an embellishment. So with that in mind, I'm going to get some, I think we're going to have some silver again, washi tape, and we can pop that just straight across the top and cut it off there at the edge nice and neatly, and the same on the other side, just to give it a little bit of sparkle or some bling. You could use some lace, some ribbon. You don't have to put anything there really. I just think it just adds a little bit of depth to the bag itself. So now we're going to use our trusty old hand punch. Oops. I'm going to make the hole, I think, 3 centimetre. So pinching your bag together, deciding where you want the straps. I think I'm going to have mine there. Punch a hole, trying to join it the other side nice and evenly. Punch a hole, and then I'm going to mark it with a pen just to try and make it nice and even. Same the other side. My punch won't go through them all because it's quite a lot of card to go through. And then punch those holes and the other side. Excuse me. I use 10 inches of ribbon. So with your brads, I'm just simply going to push it through the actual purse itself and through the ribbon and join it, open it out on the other side, making it as flat as you can, and then do the same. Push your brad through, take your ribbon, push the brad through the ribbon, open your brad up, squash, and there's one handle. Isn't that cute? And do the same for the other side. Pop your brads through, pop it through the ribbon and open your brads. Nice and flat. And the same there. Brad through the middle of the ribbon, open your brad, making it nice and flat. There, you could either leave it open like that, pop some sweeties, some treats, some hand cream, all sorts of lovely goodies in there. As you can see, it's a really, really good size. I, on the other hand, because I like it nicely, neatly closed, I use a little bit of Velcro strip. You could use magnetic strips, that would be very nice as well. So, taking some Velcro, I cut it into a little strip. Take the backing off of one side. Easier said than done. Pop it on. Oh, that's a little bit too high. Never mind, that'll have to do for now. Sort that out later. Taking the backing off the other side and pushing the two halves together. There you have a nice sealed little bag. Okay, and now to do some decoration on the front. Choose which side you want the front. I quite like it with both colours. Yes, I think I'm going to go for this side. So, excuse me again, I'm going to take my good old decorative labels punch, and what I did with my flowers, sorry I've got one under there, I actually used some Whisper White and taking a dabber and putting it in my ink and just swirling it round and round, so I made lots of different depth. So the bits that I've got left over from cutting the flowers out, I'm actually going to use that as the back of my label. So I'm going to punch that out, and then using the remainder I'm going to cut out a sentiment, and then my sentiment comes from Party Pants, and I'm going to use Thinking of You. I actually use Hugs and Kisses High ever such a lot. It's such a very versatile stamp set. Very, very nice. Recommend it. Absolutely. Okay. And I'm going to use Calypso Coral as my sentiment colour. So stamp that. Pop it onto the Whisper White. There, that's lovely, isn't it? Very pretty. And I'm going to cut it out, stamp it out, punch it out. We'll get there in the end. Punch it out with this scallop punch. Sadly, this is retiring. Absolutely love it. It's a very versatile punch, but I'm sure we'll have something to replace it. Using my dabber just to soften the edges all the way around. This is absolutely such an easy and quick bag to make, using some dimensionals on the back of our sentiment and placing that onto our decorative label. A little bit of sticky strip. Pop that onto the bag. I'm going to place it quite low down because I want the flowers to show. No, I'm going to pop it up there because I'm actually going to put some flowers on, so I fibbed. Sorry. There we are. There's the sentiment. Excuse me again. And I punched some flowers out. I used the big die for these because this is a die cut set. And you can see you have lots and lots of flowers and leaves. And this makes a beautiful border. This really, really is a fantastic die set. You do need a Big Shot or an equivalent die cutting machine. Honestly, I absolutely love it, and I use my Big Shot for so many different things. It is an investment, but I think it's well worth it. So, cutting that out, the die actually cuts out this beautiful flower that actually comes, and you can separate and lift the petals inside. Isn't that amazing? And with that, I used my dabber to sponge it all around, and then I did the petals inside in the Calypso coral. I just think it adds, you can put them whichever way, just think it gives it some depth and it's just beautiful. Right, so with that, we're going to take some glue dots, and I'm going to pop those. I think I'm just going to pop them down here a little bit towards the bottom, which is where I was going to put my label originally, but I think the flowers would look much better there. There we are. One last one. Okay, just tuck him under that petal there. And just to give it a little extra dimension, I'm going to use these beautiful white perfect accents just in the centre to give it a little bit more depth. Now I find it easier if you actually fold the plastic back a little bit and come underneath, because otherwise you do have a tendency of taking the pearl off the top. And just put that in the centre. Doesn't that look lovely? So pretty, and it fits just perfectly. Isn't that stunning? Such a pretty little bag, and so easy to make. Isn't that lovely? I really like it. I hope you do too. So as I said, there's various methods. Long strap, a medium strap, or a beautiful little strap, whichever one you prefer. I do hope you like my tutorials. Until next time, take care. Bye.